guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect. Today we're diving back into some more FTB Skies. So I hope you guys are ready. Perfect timing for today's video. Right at the start, a wandering trader spawned in, and look what this guy's offering. An elytra. I wish we would have had that earlier, but you know what? I just now ended up getting a wandering trader. So let's grab out some of our emeralds that we have in stock. And we are going to buy maybe more than one elytra just in case we lose them. So I will definitely take those. I'll definitely take the packed ice as well, as that's always fantastic. And look at all these, all the heads, all the devs. I love this. Fantastic. Is there anything else in here that I think I would need? I don't think so. I mean, I could, the acacia sapling is too expensive and we can get it for a single emerald over here. So this guy's trying to swindle us. Now, I also noticed the base durability of this elytra is actually really high. I don't think that's the normal vanilla durability amount. But either way, we have an elytra now. So we have the ability to jump around and fly at our whim. Very, very nice. And we can use rockets. We do have paper and we do have gunpowder. So I mean, I guess it makes flying a lot easier. We can finally go back to that village and potentially get our bees. Wow, actually, once we get an elytra, which says occasionally a wandering trader may make their way onto your island, which it did, it just gives us some rockets and the glyph of firework, which is kind of nice, especially if we get into ours. And we should be able to just learn it. Now, another event that can actually happen revolves around the blocks of diamonds here. And if we take a look at our X nil, it mentions it right here with the mana mesh, right? So after we complete the mana mesh, it talks about it right here. The mana mesh, it says will make you more noticeable to magic users of the world. And it says if you are lucky, a fairy might spawn and convert a nearby diamond block into budding amethyst. Interesting that that's the case. And then it also mentions the time in the bottle, which I have not made and should definitely make. Let's see, so long as we have everything to be able to make one, that is. The time in the bottle accelerates time based on your given amount of time that you've spent in your world. So pretty powerful. Let's see, we need what was that called? That was the Ender pouch. Some crafting recipes make you handcraft it. So there we go. And this is going to start accumulating time. And we're going to want that time. We're going to want that time stored up. We're going to keep this in our inventory. It's going to store our time that we spend in this world. And before I know it, I will end up having hours upon hours in here and then look at it and go, ah, what have I done with my life? But we can use some of that time to accelerate blocks. Now, it's not going to accelerate this event that we're going to get set up, but it will be able to accelerate the amethyst once we get it laid down. So I'm going to take my diamond. I'm going to place it in a pretty strategic place. We're going to have one here, and potentially one here. That might work. For right now, I'm going to place my one block there, and then we can place another block here. It's going to make it easier for me to be able to farm this amethyst later on, is why I'm putting these two blocks there. And hopefully we'll get something to come over and convert these into a budding amethyst. Now, another useful item at this point would definitely be a magnet. I am definitely in need of a magnet, and we can easily make one now that we have ender pearls. This regular magnet should help us out. Let's see, we also got some time-worn fabric from Apotheosis and a hovering hourglass. We should have gotten something else. All right, right here, base expansion. There we go. So, man, we even got some air essence, but this thing is fantastic. We can turn it on, and there was a block that was down here because I was about to replace this to make some cobblestone. And yeah, it'll just give it to us. Pop right into our inventory. How nice is that? And we don't have to worry about it anymore. Oh, almost forgot. As you can see right there, it pulled it right out. I need stone underneath here, not cobblestone. So I'm planning on doing some base expansion. So at the moment, we just have this little bit of area to work with, and I feel like I want to move a lot of these things away and out. Now, there's a lot of tools that can help me do that. We don't have power set up just yet, but we can definitely get started with a little bit of power and hopefully be able to charge some of those said tools. So with some thinking, I decided that we're actually going to move all of this stuff. I'm going to be moving all of this whole structure that's going on here, and I'm going to move it into a compact machine. I want it off the island and separated, but that's going to mean we're going to need to get into a couple of other mods. We're going to need to get into Ender storage, and we're also going to need to get into laser IO potentially. I think that's going to be one of the fastest ways of transporting items from one place to another, and Ender chest will allow us to do that cross-dimensionally. Now, this whole area is not what I had intended. This look is not what I had intended. I plan on making this look a lot nicer. Of course, I love to build. That's just something that I just innately love to do. And so to help make this a little bit easier and to get some of these large structures out of the way, we can go with compact machines. Now, I wasn't expecting compact machines to be so easy to make, or I would have done this a lot sooner. This would have been one of the first things we probably would have done. But to make just a giant size compact machine, we need a block of diamond, very easy, but the compact walls normally had a different crafting recipe. But in this case, it's literally just polished deep slate. So we need to get deep slate, and to do that, let's see, what are some of the processes we can go through? I mean, we can just do this recipe, right? An igneous extruder from thermal should be able to get us where we need to be. Now, you may be thinking that these ingredients are difficult to make, but they're actually not. It is going to require like nickel and things like that, and I don't know where we actually get nickel. What am I thinking? We have nickel that we're getting from our system over here. So if I just put the nickel in, we'll have plenty of nickel for our adventures here. So igneous extruder is definitely the way to go for this. Now, a lot of these ingot conversions are really simple. It's just a matter of copper and this with a fire charge. Fire charges are pretty simple at our current point. So we're able to make the alloys very simply. And this should be enough to make a single one. Oh yeah, we're going to also need Invar. Invar is just iron and that as well. And there we go. Igneous extruder. Very simple machine, very easy to understand, and it can actually make a lot of different things. It's a really nice cobble gen. You can just have this generate cobble and you don't have to use the pedestals. You don't want to. But right, we need deep slate, and there's two different versions. We can do cobble deep slate or regular deep slate. Ooh, while I've been working on this, it converted. One of them converted. We have a budding amethyst sitting here. So one of them happened and it said our offering had been satisfied or something like that in chat. Yeah, a sky fairy has blessed you. Your offering has been accepted. Very nice. Now, thank goodness for this wandering trader for trading us packed ice. It's like perfect timing for that, because we can use that packed ice for this igneous extruder. Now, I was thinking for a moment I needed blue ice, but did not actually need blue ice here. So let's go ahead and start working on this igneous extruder. We just need a bucket of lava. And we'll set this right here in the ground. So that'll go here. We'll place our ice on the side and lava on the other side. And that's really all we need to do. And as far as lava goes, I think, yeah, we should have a bucket over here. You gotta love that this just works. All right, so we place this down. And as you can see, we're already producing that cobbled deep slate. And we just need to craft this up to get our walls. And it looks like 8 of them will make the compact machine walls. Now, to get inside our compact machine, we are going to need a personal shrinking device. And if you didn't start on the world that already had one, you're definitely going to have to craft one. Now, on the starting world, there was a few different maps you could have started on in this pack. And one of them started you off with this size compact machine, which is kind of nice. But it looks like you can get this fairly early as well. So we are going to craft this. And now we have a compact machine that we can honestly place anywhere. For right now, I'm going to place it just right here in the center. I know I had a shovel, but I always forget. And there we go. So I don't know what chapter just completed, but we get a compact machine large as well. Oh wait, no. Let's take this compact machine and let's use the large one we just got gifted, because this will be way more space to put mini machines like this in. And this one costs a block of netherite, so that's quite a gift. Now, to get into this compact machine, we just simply use our personal shrinking device, and we right-click on it. and we should teleport into it. At least we should. Is it shift right click? No, it's just right click. It just takes a minute, I guess, to generate the world. But right here is our compact. Is this the largest? This seems a little bit smaller than the one we were just in. But you shift right click to set your spawn point. Now let's go ahead and teleport out of here. Is this just a large? This is just the large. This is just the, no, this is not the one I want to use. I do want to use this. I thought that the large was the largest one, but it is not. No. Okay, so this is the one that requires obsidian to make. Very nice. Okay, yeah, because I was like, that one's not that big. Now this one, on the other hand, will have way more space. So this is the diamond one, and as you can see, yeah, there's a lot more space in here for us to set up our machines to have them do all the things we need them to do. So I'm going to be moving my entire setup here, and believe me, you don't have to watch that process. I'm going to be moving all of this inside of here. Now it is going to shut this process off, but we already have plenty of materials in our drawers here for this to work. So I am going to send all of this back into here. And so it has begun. The building process of our little base here has started. And, well, that means a lot of things are going to have to move. Now let's talk a little bit about what I have set up so far in our compact machine. So right here is everything set up. We have our water wheel here, all powered. All I have to do is hook it up to get it turned on. I have to place the meshes in, and then that will all route to this barrel. Now, my goal is to have an ender chest here hooked up, but I don't want to turn this on just yet. We have plenty of materials, and they're all inside my backpack, so I can access them at any time. All I have to do is just place the one I need down and pull the items out. But at the moment, I am generating some stone. So over here, I have a stone generator, which is being very, very helpful. I have a mason's workbench, which I'm using to convert these materials into different textures. As you can see, I have some cobblestone right here, but it looks like deep slate, which is a really cool texture, and I think it's going to look really good with using the trowel. Now, the kind of thing I want going here, and I think I've already messed up on this one, but what I want going is this sort of castle-esque vibe going on with our main area. And we are going to be able to incorporate a bunch of machines and all that into it. But this is sort of a problem here, right? We have this faucet set up, and I want to move it, right? That's the thing that the other civilization never thought to do, is move their faucet and move their water source. So we're actually going to build out a fountain here in the middle, and that fountain is where this will be housed now. So this will give us some extra space, and we'll have this nice little centralized area. And I'm actually going to use the new Minecraft Legends. I'm going to use it as sort of an example of a fountain. So if you haven't seen the Minecraft Legends, there's actually some interesting structures that they have in that game. And I've only seen it from previews and stuff, but I want to try and build that out. Now, as you can see, this is very castle-esque. I'm also using that shape builder that I mentioned a couple episodes ago, and I have it set to size 15 and placed it in this general location, trying to centralize it as best I could on this island without expanding this island any larger. And so this should give us plenty of workable space. We're going to have all of this space in here to work with. And these are actually going to be open spaces. And then I plan on having some sort of door here as a way of traveling up and down to different levels of our island. And underneath, we'll even expand, and we'll have stairs leading to all of the stuff, or elevators, or what have you. So we're not doing things like this. So here's something I've been thinking. I wanted to ask you guys, do you actually go out of your way whenever you're playing modded Minecraft to build like some sort of extravagant build? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. So I just got a message that said something wiggled out of the amethyst, and we have this guy. Ow! What is he doing? Apparently it's an endermite, and it just died and gave me a single block of endstone. Interesting. If I get 3 more of these, I should be able to get myself an endstone brick and be able to generate endstone. And that would be fantastic because we can actually sieve crushed endstone, right? And that'll get us ender pearls and dimensional shards from RF tools. So I have done my best to recreate this, and kind of giving an update here. As you can see, this is my centralized water fountain, and I wanted to keep this and incorporate this and incorporate that sacred water area into this. And I think it turned out pretty darn cool, and is going to fit right in with the rest of this build. Notice that I am leaving space over here, so that way we can walk in, and then we have this two-way area, so I can put a door here that will give us access to this interior space. And then these are going to kind of be open. That's my goal. So I can put some machines and stuff in there, and storage drawers and things like that. I actually might just do storage drawers and keep this as a centralized sort of storage area. And the funny part is we could have our refined storage once we get that set up. We could have that become part of this centralized area. Now, my island specifically came with a trowel, but you can definitely make this on your island as well. A trowel is such a useful tool. You can put items in your inventory here in your hotbar, and it will randomize it. Such a fantastic tool. I always love to mention this thing because of how powerful I think it is for building. And yeah, this is just fantastic for this. My goodness, this is looking fantastic, and we have tons of room to work with now. So with these platforms that lead up, we have a lot of space right here to get working on different mods and things like that, such as refined storage. I would love to get that, or slash applied logistics, since they're kind of intertwined in this pack. I put my compact machine in here for right now, so we can go easily in between the different pocket dimensions. And the only thing left is to get this moved. Now you may be wondering, how am I going to go about moving these chests? Well, there's actually a mod in here that allows us to do that, and that is packing tape. As long as you have some paper in your inventory, you can shift click onto these, and this will allow you to get the item, or get it as an item, to be able to move it. Now here's the thing, I don't know if it works on budding amethyst, but that would be a fantastic thing to test, right? Let's go ahead and get our budding amethyst here. And can I put it on there? No, but there should be ways of moving this. I don't know if the cardboard box would be a way to do it. I would assume a cardboard box for mechanism should be able to move this. Now to unpack them, we should simply just be able to shift right click on it to open the package up. It's nice that it gives us that option, like to sort of shift right click, which means we can get these all placed in just like so, and make sure that where we placed it is where we actually want it to go. So look who spawned. Yes, another possessed. And I do have my superstitious hat on, so I should get a bonus when killing it, and I got 3. That is enough. That is enough. That was really helpful, getting that superstitious hat, which applies an extra level of looting, because before we got 1 from it just dying on its own. But now we got the 3 that we need, and we can now make infinite amount of endstone. That's awesome. So there's our endstone, right? And then combining this together will get us endstone bricks, and the endstone bricks, when underneath a pedestal, will get us an unlimited supply of endstone. Oh, that's fantastic. So with all of that done, all of our building set up, it is time to actually get the rest of the machine set up that's inside of our compact machine. So I have all of my oak drawers placed down. I have some temporary storage and smelting set up, and I'm working towards setting up Laser IO. So Laser IO is actually it's simple. It's a simple mod. It's very few parts needed to understand. And we've already gotten started. We get ourselves a laser wrench, and we get ourselves a raw logic. If you really need some more information, I recommend making the book called Laser IO 101. This will break down every little detail about this mod. And I tell you what, it is worth giving it a read, because there's some things that I didn't even know after diving into this book. For example, node overclockers. I've kind of always been like, how does node overclockers work? Well, now I know. It allows multiple processes per node. I didn't know that one node could only operate and do one process per side at a time. That's pretty cool. So now that I found that out, I definitely know what I'm going to be using in the future. But We're going to use this in association with Ender.io, or not Ender.io, Ender Storage. Man, I do miss Ender.io though. And we're going to have a node that is going to go right here connected to our storage controller, which is going to connect to all of our storage drawers. Now, at the moment, nothing is running and nothing is connected. So let's get that done. So storage drawer, let's go ahead and get our configuration, and we will connect this and make sure that everything is connected to it like this, and they're all linked. So there we go. Everything is now connected to this storage controller. Let me grab out some of these chips that I got smelted up, which are from Laser.io. Also, we have some gold being processed as well. And let's go ahead and make our first node, right? This is going to require a laser connector, which we don't have to worry about right now, but is a useful tool down the road. And there's ourselves a laser node. And it just gives us some more connectors, which is nice. What I'm going to need is some overclocker cards, which are going to allow us to increase the amount of things that gets transferred per tick. But we're also going to need an item card itself. And right here gives us some more item cards and a card holder, which is pretty cool because we can take this and store cards inside of it, because normally they don't stack, I don't believe, but this allows them to stack. And it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. If we place this here, when we open this up, we actually get a panel you can see that allows us to put the cards in here. Now you may have to hit Control O to remove the overlay, but there we go. We can move the cards and we get a nice little interface here that shows us the cards. That's kind of neat because it is kind of a pain to just like over and over again move these. Now let's get the inner chest placed on top. This basically will transfer things incredibly fast going back and forth. Now you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'm just using it to show off this mod. It is kind of fast, but I think item transporters can also do the same job and be just as fast. But I still think that Laser.io is going to have it beat as far as speed goes. All right, so let's talk about getting the items from this ender chest into the controller. To do this, we're going to need 2 item cards, right? And it's going to go on the up and down. So let's open up this node, or you can right click the card directly onto the side you want it to function from. So I'm going to put it onto the top. Now to access the one on the bottom, it's going to be the down. And so what we can do is just put the card in here from the down. So we should have a card in the up and a card in the down. And now this is where we need to tell these cards what to do. And to do that, for example, we're going to pull from the chest above, which is going to be on the up. So if we right click on this, we can open up the interface. And in here, we can say extract. And over here will allow us to increase or decrease the amount of items that are being transferred. And by default, it only lets you do 8. And it'll only transfer 8 items every 20 ticks. But we can increase this speed, this transfer speed, with a single card, or with some cards, some overclockers that can go in here. And I have the overclockers set up like this. It's going to require a little bit of gold to make these, but believe me, they are much worth. I believe 4, I don't know if 4 is the max, but let's see, overclockers right here. There we go, cards make things go faster. It's been a little bit since I've messed around with, so is 8 the max? This should be 64, and this allows us to go to 1. So 4 is the max. So we're going to do 64 items, so a whole stack every single game tick. That's pretty darn fast. And you could increase this by adding more of these cards and adding node overclockers. However, you can only do up to 8 node overclockers, even though they're 9 slots. So we could have this sending 8 times 64 every single tick, which would be incredibly fast. And I don't even think we would need that speed at that point. Now, on the down, this is perfect. It's looking for an insert, and we do have the ability to filter by channels. So if I change this card to an orange channel, it's going to look for an orange channel somewhere else that is an insert card. It's going, or sorry, on our up, if I set this to orange, it's going to look for another orange on the channel, which will be the down, right? Which is an insert. It's going to look for that. If it was on white, it wouldn't be able to pull anything. But if it's on orange and they both are matching, it would work. So you could filter that way and have certain items from another extract card going a different direction and filter and all kinds of fun stuff. So much logic stuff you can do. Very reminiscent of Ender.io in my opinion. So this is technically set up. It's technically working, but we don't have anything being sieved at the moment. So if we pop into this, we don't have this running. I still have to connect the cog, and we need to get our ender chest placed over here. So right now we don't have this set up, but we will soon. Now, soul sand was something that I didn't have processing yet, and we should get soul sand set up. To get soul sand an unlimited amount, I need soul soil to go underneath here, and then we'll have an infinite amount being sieved there, also going into our system. To get soul soil, well, we're going to have to get into some power. So let's get that done. So some simple power and some simple generation. We're actually going to start off with cyclic. So cyclic is going to give us the combustion generator, and I'm going to be getting our material with the crushing macerator. So right over here, let's place these things down, and inside here we just need to give it some sort of fuel. And I can grab some of our coal, and we'll put some coal in here, and voila, we're going to start getting power. Now we can export or choose not to export in this machine, has some redstone control. And over here is where we need to put our soul sand. So I would say this would be one of the simplest ways of getting soul soil. Getting started with this machine. We put that in, give it a little bit of time to crush up, and boop, there we go. Soul soil. And that will allow us to have infinite amounts of soul sand being generated. So all we have to do is pop that underneath here, and as you can see, soul sand is now being sent. So the only thing left to do is get our meshes set up, and I think at this point I should be able to make Amethyst mesh, which is going to be the top tier mesh at this point. And everything should be able to be sent through that. And we will get some bonus items that we haven't been getting before, especially with the sand that's going to be sieved in that mesh. So I do need mana still mesh for this to work, and I should be able to incorporate the amethyst here and get ourselves, if I have enough, 7 amethyst mesh. Oh, perfect. And that should be everything we need. Now, I don't know what extra we're going to be generating, but I'm going to find out, because if it gets crowded over here, then we know. So let's go ahead and hook in our ender chest. And this is hooked to white, 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 which is the same as our overworld counterpart. You do have to make sure this is chunk loaded. So you can go in here and click this and then hold shift to chunk load. But I'm going to go ahead and put a cog wheel on here. That's going to get that spinning, and then we can get our mesh placed in, and that should start everything going through again. And this should start our generation journey. Already you can see these are the items that are new that are being generated. So we have raw uranium, cinnabar, prismarine shards, inert crystals, some different saplings, and things like that, including Certus quartz dust, which is all fantastic. I think if we put this in our inventory, that will then unlock some new sections, and we should have just about everything done here. Crushed netherrack should even give us this. Should give us looks like ancient debris, and looks like soul sand. So we do have everything except for instone being crushed in here, but we will definitely get instone before long. Now that we have instone, we should be able to just add it over here. Now keep in mind, I'm not just powering this with one water wheel. We do have 2 water wheels powering that, and that's how it's able to keep up. I was wondering why I couldn't complete. I wanted to test this and see if I could just break these with my pick, and I can. You can just break these to move them. We don't have to worry about a cardboard box or anything. Thank goodness, because I was worried. I was kind of trying to figure out how am I going to set these up. But we can just do that. And that gets us access to all of these cool things, including even more of them. So now we have 3 amethysts set up, and we just need to find a place to sort of put them. I'm going to put them right here. Actually, no, that'll only generate. That won't generate where I want it to generate. We could probably put them on a post on the corners or something like that. So I've got my storages in and got stuff all sorted through. Let's see. I'm probably going to want to move a couple of these things over because I know we're going to be generating an awful lot of them. So I'll move this over here, and this can be a void chest. We'll definitely have to void those items out. Geodes apparently generate. I didn't actually realize geodes would be generating, but geodes did generate. And we're getting a bunch of these materials. So this looks pretty good. I should be able to now lock these extra ones that we added and add them to our container. And now all of them, as you can see, all the items are being filtered out incredibly fast, by the way, and for pretty cheap. So guys, with that, I hope you enjoyed today's episode and I hope you learned something interesting. Of course, guys, it is now that time to click the subscribe button. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button already, now would be a fantastic time to do so, and I would really appreciate it. We're getting super close to 600,000 subscribers, and I can't do it without you guys. Without further ado, let's give a huge shout out to the supporter of today's video. And that huge thanks is going to go to KP over on the Discord. Thank you so much for supporting the channel in one of the best ways possible. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, like I said earlier, give this this channel a big old thumbs up, and also click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Be sure to check out the Discord, discord.gg/ChosenArchitect, and potentially subscribe over on, or follow over on Twitch, twitch.tv/ChosenArchitect. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next episode. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And as always, thanks for watching. So I got a good one for you. Where does Steve rent his movies? Or at least it would have been, you know, almost 15 years ago. Blockbuster. I know it's corny. All right. I have a good one for you. Where does Steve rent his movies? Blockbuster.